Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into
Is this going to be a 2-hour show?
I was going to call it a post hiatus edition. Um,
My God,
I don't really have 2 hours, but I mean, you guys can keep going.
I don't really have 2 hours, but I mean, we've all been
Inau-
to New York. We've been to
Inaugural
New York
show
since
for
Yeah, yeah,
the
breaking
new
in the new
studio
studio.
in New York.
Yep, yep.
We've been to the new studio. There was a change of studios that we need to talk about a little bit. We've all been to New York. We've been back home. The greatest signing in the history of soccer. I was right again about it. We'll get to that. You guys were wrong. I was right.
I
Uh,
don't think we really disagreed with you.
I think you
well,
did.
if it's the greatest signing in the history of soccer, we were right.
No, that was according to you guys, not me. I said the guy wouldn't even play for us. I was
I
right.
don't think we ever said it was like a, well, whatever. I
I
don't
think
think
we
we ever
did.
said the greatest signing in the history of soccer. I think
Okay, I might have exaggerated that part.
yeah.
I mean, not might have, I did, but I'm just
I
saying
think we were just like, it was
you're
cool.
pretty
And
high
that's,
on it. Yeah. Well, I
well,
told you it was.
I mean,
I
that'd
mean,
be like,
I was excited for it after our entire team left, so it was some excitement.
also, of course, we're high on him. He's a really good player. Doesn't it's irrelevant whether or not he played for us or not.
Well, no, I see. I think that's the relevant part, but okay.
Well, no, then you could see now we're talking about different things. You said you
Well,
guys
I
were high
mean,
on him. I still am. You're gonna get to see him in the World Cup. He's gonna be good.
we can't I mean, we should predict because it's Minnesota sports. We can't predict injuries, you know.
I don't think he was injured, but that's just me.
I
I
mean,
said he would never play for us. He didn't.
well,
He got in some games.
we can throw where you were wrong in your face too, but Sam and I are too professional to do that.
I don't think you can, but our team's gone. We knew who they were. We knew how it ended. We're
I
further.
mean,
Oh my God, we're further away now than ever were in these sports.
I think that's quite literally the exact opposite. And for one,
Well, the Timberwolves' entire team will be dismantled, except for a couple. And the
by the
Wild
way, I don't think I've ever felt. Well, I guess we'll get more to the Timberwolves.
and Billy Guerin not making that trade at the deadline killed them. We knew that they were done. So,
Well, it's a good thing it's not the only season that ever happened in the history of the NHL.
Well,
no,
and also, by the way, you can't. He made a massive trade, which is the reason we won in the first round. So you do discredit that.
well,
Sam's
again,
got a point.
again, I don't look at a first round of finally winning a first round series as success, but that I get that.
Also, by the way, you can't. Like I said, you can't predict injuries. Joel Eriksson is our
No,
most
you can
valuable
predict
player.
that one.
I think
You
we're like
actually
2 and
can.
10 without him in the playoffs, and then Jonas Berdeen locked down to like we're not going to beat anybody without those two guys, let alone the best team in the
You
entire
actually
league.
can
So
predict those injuries because it happens every year.
The one thing I think bothered me actually. Now, well, I guess we can start with the Wild. That's fine. One thing that bothered me about kind of some of the takes coming out of it was like, now we said it then. We're just gonna say it now when we talk about off season. Like they're one probably great offense, not even great. They're probably one really good offensive player away from
Yeah.
being like, or forward, I guess I'll say, probably a center, but I think they could get away with it without it. But either way, they're one really good forward away from being a genuine contender. Because I do think they were pretty close if healthy. And if we didn't get stuck playing Colorado, we would have still played them, but probably in the Western Conference Finals. Like I think we beat Vegas or whoever, no problem.
Yeah.
But whatever. Setting that aside, where was I going with this? People were like, they didn't have the depth, they didn't have the this, they didn't have the that. Like Michael McCarron's their second center. Well, Michael McCarron is supposed to be our third center, if not our fourth center. And Michael McCarron had an incredible series. So I actually think the way he played and how he was able to play was proof we actually had some decent depth. Like, what do they expect? Us to just have like a number one center sitting on our fourth line? Like Colorado has that. This is Colorado's last chance. Their cap situation next year is brutal. But I was like, the depth thing, to me, it wasn't the depth. It was the top end. Like they needed one more really good player. But like McCarron is probably about to make $5-6 million. He was one of our best players, I thought, throughout the whole playoffs. And when they elevated him, he showed up. So the whole depth thing kind of bothered me. I felt like we had the exact opposite. problem.
I will say one
I don't know.
thing for both teams. The wild trade speculation, I didn't mean literally the team wild. The insane trade speculation is really pretty funny with both leagues, both teams, mostly Timberwolves, just some of the crazy scenarios out there. It's
Yeah. I
pretty
feel like it's just
like we're
natural.
gonna get Kyrie Irving and Giannis. That ain't happening. These people are nuts, but it's pretty funny.
I don't know if I've seen anybody say we're getting both seriously.
Yeah,
I mean,
did.
I meant
And
not
what's his name?
not anyone intelligent at least. We'll get to the Timberwolves in a second. And then I'll let Sam talk. The only thing I'm going to say is I just think whenever you have teams, and it's happening with Denver and other like whenever you're so close, the number one thing people are going to talk about is, well, they got to make a trade to get there. You know, they're not just going to assume, you know, you have everything to, like, maybe not the Spurs. Like if the Spurs lose to OKC, they'll be like, they just got to get a little older and whatever. But that's because they have Wemby. But so I think it's natural. But I've cut Sam off like 3 times.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, for the Wild, the second the injury bug goes in their favor against Colorado, they lose. Because if the Wild didn't blow a 3-0 lead, they're extending that game to 7 because Colorado without Makar are horrible. So, I mean, Makar would have been out probably the entire rest of the series against the Wild. So it's pretty crazy to think that if we didn't blow a 3-0 lead, we could be in the Western Conference Finals right now.
How did that? That's pretty. It's only Minnesota team could do that, but that was pretty insane to blow that lead. But
no, yeah, I mean, they just completely stopped playing, and they didn't deserve to advance if that's what they're gonna do, and
I think
we did not even put up a fight. So
I think we sneaky have coaching problems in both. Neither are gonna get fired, and they're gonna be back, but. Wild guy that doesn't have a very good record in the playoffs.
Well, that to touch on that point is, I think we have complete opposite coaches in the NBA and NHL Minnesota teams, where Hines is actually a pretty good regular season coach, but is horrible in the playoffs, and Finchy is a bad regular season coach, but he actually does a pretty good job in the playoffs, and he makes adjustments in the playoffs that he refuses to make in the regular season. Now, Finchy is definitely not perfect. He still has his errors and doesn't make all the adjustments that from the sidelines we see, and we claim that should be made. But like, it is pretty crazy where Hines is awful in the playoffs, never won an elimination game, and Finch before this year, I mean, he had a lot of success. He still pulled off an upset in the first round this year in the playoffs, and he made adjustments that we never saw in the regular season. So it is a little bit like, where has this been all regular season? No, he's not perfect. He still goes back to some rotations that are horrible. But
well, the Timberwolves. We're jumping back and forth, and that's fine. I think the thing with Finch is it's what we do. I don't know. I can't remember how far this stat goes that I saw, but I think we've only ever been the favorite in one series in his tenure. And he's done pretty good. And I don't know if you put stock in Vegas and favorites and all of that, and like they've outperformed in the playoffs. I don't know why the two, and I think you nailed it with Hines. Like he hasn't always had great teams. That's part of it. I get that, but winning one against Dallas of all teams, like that's a big deal. I don't think I think that coaches are on the opposite trajectories too. Like Hines has bought himself some goodwill by getting us over that hump. Whereas Finch, because of the over reliance on Randall, and Conley actually played well against the Spurs, but the over reliance on Conley, not playing a lot of younger players, like all of that stuff, like if it's a bad start next year, do people kind of start calling for his head? It's kind of going in the opposite direction. I mean, part of that is like expectations and stuff, but
the one dude for the Timberwolves gets 40 points. He doesn't score 10 in the next 3 games.
Well, because he got hurt too. That was what I was going to say about the Timberwolves. Like the Wild, I do agree with you, Dad. Eck is like the John Hines of players. He's your best player for 70 games, and then he gets hurt every single April.
That's crazy.
So whatever. But the Timberwolves have, either to their credit or to their luck, for the last couple of years, been very healthy in the playoffs, except the one year that McDaniels punched the wall. and Nas broke his ankle in the same game or whatever it was. But when
Right.
they've been really good, they've had good health. This year, sometimes you lose because you're the more hurt team, and I think we're seeing that more and more in the NBA. That it's like,
How can it
especially
always
the
be us
NBA.
though?
What?
It's just always Minnesota.
Well, I guess that's my point. With the Timberwolves, it hasn't been. Like, we've been on the right side of the
No,
injury
yeah,
luck,
up
I
until
think,
this year,
until
yeah.
this year. And so that's part of it. And I think that's going to be a big part of the NBA. We're seeing it every single year now. It's just like, can you survive and stay healthy through the playoffs? And that's probably going to be what determines as much as anything. Even now, you look at the Western Conference, which is like a beast compared to the East. No pun intended. But like, now the Spurs are still down Fox. It looks like Harper might not play. Jalen Williams might not be out again for OKC. Like, you have like shells of teams out there playing. Ants on half of a knee, much less 1.5 knees. DiVincenzo, obviously, who knows if we'll ever see him as a Timberwolf again. Dasumu playing through injuries. Like, Nas, I think, is played through a shoulder injury for months. Like, sometimes it's just not the. And I'm not saying we beat the Spurs if we're healthy. I think we give them more of a fight. But I don't know. That was tough.
And yeah, I mean, showing back to Timberwolves, it's like if there's one player against the Spurs and that defense that we miss. I mean, obviously besides Anthony Edwards, because he's a superstar, you can't be without him against any team. But it's DiVincenzo. The way the Spurs blitz and at half court with the ball, it is missing DiVincenzo, who is our really only true sharpshooter, to have him as an outlet, like with the double right away, would have killed the blitz, and just not having him, I mean, was really killer against the Spurs, especially and the way that defense plays. And like you said, I mean, the injuries you can't. And then we have obviously we weren't winning any game with the way Randall was playing and the way and especially if he's our second guy, let alone who's coaching or who's playing with him. So it's not really a big deal. But the DiVincenzo injury against Spurs especially was massive. Just the way they play defense.
Yeah, you're never going to win by going at Wemby over and over. But at the same time, I don't know that we had a lot of other options. The way Randall was playing, the way Jaden was shooting the ball, and on that knee, like, and then like you said, without DiVincenzo, you lost your one kind of true deep threat.
It was a little confusing that they kept trying to challenge him he wasn't getting called for goaltending, and he was going to block every shot. I get the outside shooting probably wasn't there. It was a little weird that how many times they
But
went
I mean, that's
after him.
to Drew's point, like, and to what you just said, they had to, because McDaniels had a career year from 3-point shooting in the regular season, shot 18% from three in the postseason. Randall was awful from three in the postseason. He's usually like a 40% 3-point shooter, and couldn't really find his shot because he was getting doubled all the time. Conley, I mean, he actually he was probably our best shooter from three, but he's playing limited minutes. And
him and Nas, yeah.
And yeah, so it's like they couldn't. They had open looks from three, and that series ended up coming down to who's making shots, and it was them. And
yeah,
it also came down to who's playing defense, and Randall decided to not even try.
You just didn't have the personnel because Randall, I mean, was being Randall. Jaden, it got to a point. I think he actually shot well in the last game, strangely enough, until it got out of hand. But like, Jaden just clearly didn't have a lot of confidence in the outside shot. Shannon's never been a great outside shooter. You can only play Conley so often. And I think Ant, when they interviewed him a couple weeks ago, like, he actually said the knee was impacting his jump shot as much as anything because he couldn't get the lift he was used to getting. So like, I agree with you, Dad, but I don't know what else they could have done. You know, they just didn't really have the personnel. But it was I don't know. I said it from the start. This just never felt, for a lot of reasons, and especially once the injuries piled up, it never felt like the year for the Wolves. I give them a lot of credit, and I had a lot of fun with them beating Denver. I said to my friends after the DiVincenzo thing, and at the time when we thought Ant was like out, I was like, listen, if you beat Denver just for the vibes and the rivalry, and then it's house money. And I think that's what we got. And I'm not saying that's a successful season, but I think the way it went down the stretch, you have to just kind of say whatever, you know. I think if you said at the beginning of the year that's what happened, I'm more bummed, to Sam's point about playoffs versus regular season. Like, they should have been better than the 6th seed. Now at the end of the day, they still probably end up playing the Spurs in that round. But who knows? Who knows what happens? But once the playoffs played out the way they did, it was like you got to give them a little credit for even winning as much as they did.
Well, so
But I think it's clearly time to turn some stuff over there.
okay, so is it Kyrie Irving? Is it Giannis? Is it
So this is what I was gonna say. Like, and I don't know. Who knows? He probably would have gotten hurt too, because that's just what happens. But like, I don't know how people are watched that series and are watching what's happening and are like, I think the hindsight bias of like, well, who else would play? Like, I don't know. Didn't matter. Like, Giannis would have probably helped. Like, I just think it's funny revisionist history. Like, back at the deadline, people are like, we can't get rid of Jaden. We can't get rid of this guy. Like, what are we gonna do? Who's gonna play? What's gonna happen? And now everyone's like, yeah, we probably need him. Like, of course we needed him. Like, we just didn't have the second option capable of elevating us to that level. And I don't know. That was what I said when it happened. I'm gonna say it now. I think you just need. I don't even care really what kind of individual it comes in. I just think you need a genuine second option that can win you a game, like more or less on his own. The only team that is not built specifically that way is the Knicks, and the only reason they're not built that way is because for whatever reason Brunson took a pay cut and makes basically what Julius Randle makes. Like, it's the only reason they work that way. You look at every other team, and they have an alpha, and they have a second guy. OKC's got a couple, but that's why they're so good. And it's just what you need. It's what you need to beat these teams. I don't care if it's Giannis. I don't care if it's Kyrie. I don't care if they find someone that no one's even thinking of. A ball handler would help, but I don't know. Giannis works the same as a ball handler in terms of just the gravity he generates.
Yeah, no.
I mean, yeah, when you look at the team, though, we probably have a ball handler, in Io, if he's healthy, who can play the guard. I mean, DiVincenzo too, but I mean, he's going to be out for the entire year, or most of the year.
I think he ends up in the trade package. As much as I hate to say that, it makes sense.
Maybe, but like, I don't know if a team will trade for him. They could release him.
I mean, he might not play at all.
And he could sit.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's depending on who they make the trade with. I feel like, because you can get his rights, the cap rules are different, and like some team may just be like, it's whatever.
I think I would get a couple. I wouldn't get Giannis. I'd get a couple different guys. I think he's hurt too much, and you're going to give away way too many players to get him for a guy to probably not even play in the playoffs. I would just try to get, whether it's the guy from Boston or Kyrie or both, or I would try to get a couple really good players instead of the one.
Who's the guy from Boston?
Who do they want to get rid of in Boston? Brown or
Jaylen Brown?
Well, okay, you're not going to get Jaylen Brown and other guys.
You don't think you get him and Kyrie?
No, I think they go for. I think it would take more to get Jaylen Brown than Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, well,
no, I agree. I mean,
I don't think we have the assets to get both. I guess
we just don't have. You don't have a lot of picks.
Yeah, you get one of those three. Like, if you're getting quote unquote multiple guys, the second, third guy is not two of those.
I think but in order to get Giannis, you're getting rid of 4 players and like 5 draft picks. Can't you get rid of all that for 2 players?
Well, first off, I don't think that's what it would take to get Giannis, but I think that's what it would have taken at the deadline. I think now it's very clear he wants out, and Milwaukee doesn't seem like they've done anything to prove otherwise. So I think the price of the brick has gone down, as they say. I also think the salary cap's so weird now. You got to match salaries and all that BS. Like, I don't think we would be able to pull it off. Like, in a net scenario, yeah, you're probably right. But like, I don't think the cap and all that BS now works that way, where you can just like trade whoever for whoever. It's got to match and all this other stupid stuff.
Well, and it's going to be a little tricky too, because you think now, like, if it's a Giannis, to make the cap work and to make the roster work, you think Randall and Gobert are the ones you trade, but the Bucks aren't going to take both those guys in the trade
I think you trade.
unless it's a 3-team trade and they trade one, because
Yeah,
those two guys aren't working together.
I'll be interested to see if they trade one for a little bit more ammo that they then use alongside the other one to get whoever they're getting. Like I could see a team. I think I've said this.
Definitely an idea, but then we got to make sure the cap still works without one of them in the trade.
Right. Well, that's why you would. Yeah. But they make similar amounts of money, so the two of them together, I think, is too much money, and also who would want the two of them together? But I think they make pretty similar amounts right now. But I think I've said it either on this show or to friends or who knows, maybe both, or just say it to myself in my sleep. I think Gobert's greatest skill right now is just being a floor raiser. He's not going to raise your ceiling. He's not going to carry you through the playoffs. He will win you regular season games. He will bring a level of professionalism, especially on the defensive end. And that matters to teams that were a few years ago in the Timberwolves position. You had a young superstar, a younger core. You needed to stack some wins and figure it out. Like there are teams across the league right now. A lot of people are talking about Charlotte. I think they don't need his position, but ironically, Utah's one of them. Probably Washington after this lottery. Like there are teams.
I can't imagine anyone taking Randall. That's amazing to me.
Well, I'm talking about Gobert, but yeah, the thing with Randall is he doesn't make that much money. Like,
God, he's so
a tanking team would like. There's still tanking teams. There's still teams that are like whatever. I mean, do I really care? Like. So I think Gobert could get traded for some assets, younger players, draft picks, etc., to one of those teams. And then I think Randall's who goes back to wherever, to a team that doesn't really care. They're going to start over. Because there's teams in the West and East, I guess. But
they might not even be Kyrie. In the West.
That's true. By the time this all happens, yeah. That's the thing with Kyrie is at this point, Dallas has to be looking around being like, it's not happening right now. So why are we going to hold on to Kyrie? So we'll just ship off Kyrie for Randall, who will keep for a year and a half or whatever.
See, that's why I think picks. You could if you get Randall and whatever, maybe that Shannon guy, or you get. I mean, I don't know what you need for Kyrie, but you get Kyrie for not that much, and then you can go after Giannis with. I mean, I'd give up it. At this point, they're losing with all these guys, so I think you could get them both.
Yeah,
honestly.
I don't. I mean,
everyone likes that Shannon guy. Trade him.
Yeah, I think you would have to get rid of Gobert, Randall, and McDaniels to get them both.
So what? They don't win with them.
I'm fine with that. I said that at the trade deadline about Giannis. No, everyone I talked to thought I was insane. They were like, it's the power of friendship, and I was like, the power of friendship has lost in the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row, and is not that good of a team.
Well, let me back up.
And also, they clearly don't actually like each other that much.
The only three that like each other are Ant, Nas, and McDaniels.
And everyone's worried about Ant if they trade Jaden. I'm like, I think he'll be all right.
I don't think Giannis though. I wouldn't trade them all for Giannis. I think Giannis. I think they still need someone like Kyrie Irving with Giannis. I don't think Giannis and Ant get it done. I just think Ant is good or very good, but he's not to the elite level.
I don't know who you think Kyrie Irving is these days.
Also, Giannis has won a championship.
He's better than anyone on our team, other than Ant, maybe.
I don't think Kyrie right now is better than Ant, but also.
No, I said he's not better than Ant, but he's good. Then that's my point. You can get him for nothing.
You can't get him for nothing. I'm not saying he's a scrub. He still averaged 24 points last year, but if you want to talk about health, I mean, that guy's played less than Giannis.
Well, I understand too, but they're not getting anyone else.
No, I know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I think you're equally I think you're underestimating and overestimating these guys at the same time. I also think the reality is it just doesn't work with the CBA and how you have to send out salaries and stuff. That's why you would have to get rid of all three, not because you necessarily need to in terms of
Oh, I
that's
get
the
rid
kind
of.
of players they need. It's just like,
I don't. Yeah, I get. My point is, I'd get rid of all three, but I would try to get Giannis and Kyrie, someone like
yeah,
that.
well, of course. I mean, for sure. You
Yeah,
have
but
your cake and eat it too.
also at a certain point, you keep just bringing up these like big names who are now getting older. At a certain point, we gotta have these guys. You look at the Spurs, you look at the Thunder. All of their role players, they're younger guys who are playing unbelievable basketball, and we haven't. We had Terrence Shannon Jr. somewhat, but he can't shoot. Like you look at Vassell, you look at Jared McCain, like all these random guys.
I mean, they're not random guys; they're lottery picks. Like,
Yeah, but we don't
Well,
have any
they
of
were,
those.
but Oklahoma and San Antonio tanked for years to get these picks. So
yeah.
I mean,
We could have
we just
traded
never
nothing
we
for
never
Jared
bottomed
McCain. He would have
out.
been a starter. He would have been a starter for us.
We just never
Well,
bottomed out.
I mean, yes, but
Not
yes, they
lately, I
traded
mean.
for Jared. They first off, they traded a half decent amount for Jared McCain, but also Jared McCain was a
It was
lottery pick.
nothing.
I mean, it was nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it was basically what it took us to get Io. Like, same idea.
Yeah, but well, I guess
But
it's
Io was really only good for like one
It was
game.
a they. I'm like 90% sure they traded a first round pick and 3 second-round picks for McCain. Like they traded a lot.
is Io any good? I guess that's going to be the next.
I don't know that Io. I don't. I think Io and Jared McCain are kind of the same guy in slightly different ways. Like I don't know that either of them are super special, but they're both great contributors.
It's quite a fall off for him, but I get he got hurt or sore
He's very
hamstring.
streaky. I don't think his shot is not as good as the thing is like these other guys though, and these other teams, they can shoot the ball. We just don't have any shooters.
Well, our one shooter is still wheeling himself around, and
Yeah, I know,
our
but like
our
you look at
second
these
best shooter
teams,
is getting, or actually our best shooter is getting triple teamed at all times.
but these teams have more than one shooter. That's why they're winning.
Well,
So like
Nas shoots almost 40. Like we have them. The problem is they're all undone by the Rudy Randall combination.
Yeah, no, that's true.
no,
Like that's the
I think
problem.
Randall's
I
the
mean,
worst player in the entire league. So
if you, and again, he had a terrible postseason shooting, but you're right. I mean, what did Jaden shoot in the regular season? I'll look it up. He shot like 38% from three or something crazy like that. Like he just had a terrible playoffs. Shot 41% from three in the regular season. Like you put a lineup out there that's Ant. Now again, this guy's got no Achilles right now, but Dante, Jaden, and then Io or an Io like player, like that is four good to very good shooters. The problem is none of it matters
not in the
when
playoffs.
well, they played poorly in the playoffs. Yes, I'm not debating that, but like, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. Stephon Castle's a terrible 3-point shooter. He didn't miss for 2 straight rounds. Like, just happens sometimes. But I don't know. I guess all I'm saying is like a lot of these things are made to look worse than they are because of the other roster problems.
No, I mean I think Randall
And
is the biggest cancer in the entire league. He's awful. I mean,
you know how bad of
no one's
think about
ever
how
going to win a championship with Randall.
imagine like if instead of like running around off the ball with extra spacing, like Steph Curry was stuck with Draymond dribbling it for 20 seconds and then throwing him a grenade at the end of the clock. Like he wouldn't be as good of a shooter as he is right now either. He'd be as good of a shooter, but like it'd look worse. Like it's just bad offense that he is way too often involved in, and that's why he's got to go. My thing with Io and my commentary on him versus McCain is like there's a lot of Ios, there's a lot of McCains in the league. I wouldn't overpay just because he's the guy that happened to be on the team this year. There are plenty of guys out there that can give you exactly what he did, and you might want a little extra money or something to go to someone else. So
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't stress that.
Even if he was hurt, other than the one game, it wasn't anything.
But he was really good down the stretch too, and he was playing well in Chicago. Like he's a good player, but I don't think he's like this irreplaceable force that we can't find. I mean, I don't know what I'm not going to pretend like I know what free agency looks like this year, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe there's no one out there in free agency. I don't know. Free agents NBA.
Can I switch quickly to hockey?
We can bring Zach LaVine home.
He's not bad.
Trae Young's a free agent.
How about the crazy? Did they think we're going to get
All
Austin
of
Matthews?
every single Chicago Bulls point guard that got traded is also a free agent. That's hilarious. Io,
Yeah.
Kobe,
No, I mean,
Sexton, who went back. That's so funny. There's
Can I
actually
talk-
the point guard market is a little bleak now that I look at it for whatever it's worth.
Have you seen some of these crazy hockey things that we're going to get either Austin Matthews or McDavid? You'd have to give up your take.
The Matthews
Okay,
one
by
I
the
get.
way,
The McDavid one
also-
makes no sense.
Also, keep in mind this came from a guy who's from Minnesota. He's a homer.
Is he a
I mean,
homer
I
though?
love
He's
the
never
guy.
played here.
He grew up in
maybe.
here and played. He grew up in his played entire life, his early life here. Trust me, I love the guy, but I'm just saying, take it with a grain of salt. Where he's definitely pushing, a little hometown agenda to try to get these two guys.
I know.
One
but
of
I
them,
don't
I think, is more realistic. I mean, we're not getting McDavid for sure, but I think we could easily get Matthews.
Well,
but
I don't
This
think.
entire thing's from one guy who's from Minnesota.
Yeah,
who I think
Eric
is pushing a
Johnson, but
little
he's never really
hometown
been
agenda.
that loyal to Minnesota. I mean, he's never played here.
Well,
Honestly.
TJ Oshie never played for the Wild, but he said the Wild were going to win the Stanley Cup before the season. I don't know what's your point.
I guess I don't know what my point is. I'm just saying it's a pretty preposterous. I mean, what Austin Matthews? They'd have to give up their entire team to get him. Who could they give up to get him?
The thing with Matthews is that he has a full. Here's the thing with Matthews. It's a huge is he just going to force his way out and back the Maple Leafs into a corner type of situation because he's got a full no move that he's only got 2 years left of the contract. Toronto continues to be not good enough. And at some point, do they just say this isn't the group that's going to get it done? It's not going to happen. And Austin Matthews gets tired of it. And then in those situations, you don't have to give up as much as you normally would because the guy can only approve. The guy has to approve the trade. He's not going to approve a trade to somewhere he doesn't want to go. They have to give up a lot. I guess what I'm saying is it may not be if it materializes, it may not be quite as much as you think.
I can't imagine what they'd have to. Would you give up back for him?
No.
Kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Well, that's my point.
Then we have
you're
no
not
depth
going to get a superstar for nothing. Like, who are you going to give up?
Well, I give up Brodin, honestly.
I mean, Yurov's
But
gone.
they have to give us so much more than.
Yurov's gone. You can give up Stramel, who is one of the best prospects in the league.
Well, give up one of the two. I wouldn't give up both, but yeah. And then I give him one of the goalies. Pick your favorite.
Well, I'd give him a
throw in
goalie.
a first rounder.
Yeah. I'd give, to Sam's point, I'd give him either Yurov or Stramel, whichever they want. I'd give him probably Brodin. I'd give them their favorite goalie, and then a pick or two. I mean, it's not all that different than what we gave up for. It's what we gave up for Hughes. Think about it. Think about what we actually gave up for Quinn Hughes. If you really think about it.
I think that
At the time, it felt like a lot, but it was like not. But like it was like a mid-tier center who was not really a prospect anymore, but was still young.
Well, if that's all you have to give up,
highly touted defenseman prospect, which is what, to Sam's point, Stramel or Yurov would be. It was another contributor who I don't think he ever. I think he played a handful.
I'd throw in Spurgeon. Get rid of him.
I don't think you can get rid of Spurgeon and Brodin. You got to keep one of them. But yeah, pick your favorite of those two. I think you need to.
I would do it tomorrow.
But that's my point. I don't think. Let me put it this way. Do you think Austin Matthews is better than Quinn Hughes? Probably not. Or they're equal at the very least, right? The equivalent of Rossi, Boehm, Ogren, and a first. That would be so easy to part with again tomorrow. If that was Yurov, Boehm is a top prospect, but maybe you give them a better prospect than Ogren as the other guy.
Well, it
you give
also
him a real
depends on
goalie or whatever.
if you can keep Hughes.
Well, none of this matters if you don't resign him. I,
Yep.
I can't. What I can't decide, and we talked about it a month or two ago. Do you make a move to? I think we talked about the trade deadline. Like, do you have to make a move to show him you're serious? Now, the fact that we played as well as we did and made it to the second round probably helps. But like, do you have to make a move to show him you're serious, or do you re-sign him so you don't hemorrhage your future for some guy that might not be?
Well, it also depends on how greedy he wants to be. Like, I don't know if money means, well, it means something to everyone. But I mean, does he have to be the highest paid, or is he willing to take a few million less to get some other guys? Because I mean, the Kaprizov one, I get they had to do it, but God, that's a lot of money.
Well, the good news, if there's such a thing, is he wouldn't need a contract until the cap jumps and we have a much cleaner cap sheet. So
Right.
yes, it would
But
hurt down the lineup a bit, but like I don't think his new contract doesn't materially impact this decision.
if they don't
Like it's
sign him
it,
in
I also think though, yeah, Kirill makes the most money in the entire NHL. With the caps going up, Kirill's contract, there will be people making more than him once the
well,
new cap kicks in.
McDavid's gonna make more than him in like a month. Like didn't what he
That's what
signed
I'm
like
saying.
a 1-year deal, right?
yeah.
That
No,
is
he took
whatever
a
now
pay
would
cut
or a
to-
2-year maybe.
McDavid took a pay cut for
He took a huge pay
two or
cut. Was
three
They
years,
all
was it?
did except for Kirill the first
Was
year.
it 2
but-
years? I couldn't remember. But look
Yeah,
where that got him. Like
No, I know, but my point is, I think, is it's not going to look so bad in 2 years when people are making more than.
yeah, I mean
But
it's
I
like all
I
the
also
it's
don't
all,
think
it's like the
Quinn
quarterback
Hughes is signing
contract.
I don't think Quinn Hughes is signing a $17 million contract.
You
I
think
have
it'll
no-
be
I-
less?
I think he'll get less. I mean, if that's the case, McCarr's going to get 25. No, not 25, but he'll get 20.
Yeah, they're due for contracts in this. They're technically due for contracts in the same year. So I think I read an article. There's this like kind of like it was with Kaprizov too. This like posturing of like people want to wait out somebody else getting signed, but the Wild obviously don't want to wait. They want to lock it up. I think if you're the Wild, I don't think you can. I think if you're serious about whatever move you make to be for like a top end kind of guy, like not necessarily Matthews, but like that's the way you're thinking. I don't think you can sit around and like wait for one or the other. I think if an opportunity presents itself to get a huge guy like that, you do it. If Quinn shows up on June 1st or whenever they're allowed to sign, it's like, you know what, I'm in, I want to be back, and this is how much I want. I think you do it, and you let the chips fall where they may. Because if you really do get somebody that's that good, and they're, why wouldn't you just want them on your team anyways to pair with Kaprizov? And maybe Quinn leaves, which I don't think he will, but I don't know. I mean, I'm being weirdly optimistic about it, but he genuinely does seem to like it. He seems to be, winning never hurts. I think the whole play with my brother thing is, no offense, Sam, it's a bit overblown. Like
What?
they're professional hockey players. Like,
You guys familiar with Coach Ingy?
yeah, why?
Yeah.
He was hanging with Hughes and Caprill and
Maynard's?
at Maynard's on Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like they're having a great time.
He didn't have any
I said-
clue, and he turned around and he ran into old man Folingo. And then he turned around
Like
and they were
literally the dad or the older
No,
brother?
I'm sorry, the older brother. He literally smacked it like chest to chest, ran into him.
That's funny.
And he went,
Baldy.
oh, yeah. And then he looked. Then he went and sat down. And he looked to his left, and it was sort of roped off, but they were like 3 feet from him the whole time.
No, I knew people who were taking pictures of them. I think they probably lost on purpose to a party up north, but
That's possible. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you made a kind of half joke about it, Dad, but it's like it will really be a fascinating off season for both teams.
No, I was. It's insane right now with all this stuff.
I feel like I really feel like the Wild are like genuinely not to like win it all, obviously, like that you never know, but like I don't think I ever looked at that team once they didn't make another trade, which I was okay with, given just what was going on. I never looked at that team being like they're gonna win the Stanley Cup. I was like, I think I said it before. I was like, I feel confident this team will win a round, and they did, and they won it in pretty convincing fashion. But like, I think they are genuinely very close to being a top 2 or 3 team in the league that very honestly could win it. Whereas the Timberwolves have like, I don't know. Whenever you have a guy of Ant's caliber, it's possible. I think they have some really, really, really good pieces that you need to win a championship. But like the issues are just so glaring. Where like with the Wild, it's like not at the margins, but it's like literally one guy. Whereas like with the Timberwolves, I'm like, you got to get rid of one, maybe two. You got to get another big name. So to get a big name, you're gonna have to give up more. Like I don't know. And I'm saying you need to get a big guy in the Wild too, but I feel like it's a lot easier with the Wild and what the Wild have at their disposal versus the Wolves. So it's interesting.
No, I think, and the bottom line is, each team has clear priorities, and I think everyone agrees on them. Timberwolves' clear priority is trade Randall, get another superstar, get a second option.
I don't care if they just straight up cut him. I just want him off my team.
Oh, I would trade Randall for a second round pick. I genuinely don't care. I don't even know what he's worth. Is he even worth a first round pick? Maybe a late one. I don't even know.
Well, that's why I don't understand. He's included in all these trades. Like, who would really, joking aside, want him?
But to what Drew said earlier, he is very cheap, so that probably helps.
Yeah, the guys that are around him in contract are not. They're not exactly superstars. Not that Randall is.
So given that, he's probably worth the first round, but yeah, I don't really care. But that's priority one is get rid of it.
Part of why he doesn't work here is because it's such a bad fit. Like there are teams where he would be pretty good. Like there's no spacing on this team, which he needs, and our actual best player wants the ball a lot. And what does Randall want? The ball a lot. Like it's a bad fit. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's a winning player. But I think he is better than he showed in a lot of his time here. I think it just was a bad fit from the start. It was still the right thing to do because he got out of the Cat contract and you got DiVincenzo.
Who got first rounder.
I hope not, man. I love that kid. I feel bad talking so bad about Randall because I love his kid.
No, we are very high on his kid. I've even gone on Twitter saying, Randall, you got to leave, but your kid can stay. Like, we are very open about ours.
He was notably absent in the playoffs. Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, so that's priority one. And then get Alex Rodriguez a new girlfriend. Rest in peace to that couple.
She's so disappointed she dumped him.
But she noticeably wasn't there either next to him on the bench.
Well, yeah, but now the Lynx players are all leaving because of Alex Rodriguez. So it's a tangled web.
That's fine. But have you seen some of them play this year?
Yeah. Well,
by the way, Olivia Miles is the best player of the entire draft.
Yeah, they're good.
Dad was actually wrong about this. Drew and I were right that
they're up by 30
Miles. Olivia Miles is the best guard in the entire draft, more than AZ Fudd. But Dad wanted the other girl who's averaging 2
I didn't
points
want
a game and 2
Fudd.
rebounds.
I wanted UCLA.
You wanted Lauren Betts, who's averaging 2 points a game.
She's on the worst team in the league. I mean, of course.
Then why? How can she get on the floor?
Yeah.
They can't get her the ball. She'd be great on our team.
Julius Randle on the worst team in the league would be averaging 20 points a game.
Well,
they're also actually. Wait, where are they? They're not the worst team in the league. They have the same record as us.
Well, we're one of the worst. By the way, I mean
we're missing our best player, maybe the best player in the entire league. So
5 and 1.5.
Who's leaving as soon as the season's over? She's leaving. So
here's the only thing I'll say. If that happens, then I'll let you sound the alarm. But every single player, except for maybe Bridget Carleton, that has left. But Bridget Carleton was always good. Every other player that has left is absolutely, objectively bad on their new team.
Yeah,
Alana Smith can't even get on the floor.
No, but
she should be crawling backwards.
Yeah, that she'd do fine.
She would do fine because of Reeves. Like, and I that's what I said. Like, where they were never going to pay them all. I don't know that I would. Although, what do you mean?
I got breaking news right here.
Is it about Alex Rodriguez's girlfriend?
No,
ex-girlfriend.
You're
sorry. Correct.
My stay-at-home son that lives here, he's been collecting wrestling cards lately, and he just got a doozy. He got an RVD autograph, real autograph.
Cool.
How do you know it's real?
I can see, yeah, absolutely real. Tops. And then another, well, Thea Hale isn't quite. That's a good one. You should call Goog.
Yeah, there's a little ding on the bottom.
You were
But
on the air. You're not. We haven't paid you to be on this show.
that's right. I'll have to take my
It's my business partner, everyone.
Can I?
Um,
I guess I realized they were playing Toronto. Is Toronto Tempo the worst? Like that name and that logo, it might be the worst in sports.
they're like brown, isn't it? Isn't it really weird?
It's like a weird dark. It's like burgundy, and it's
Yeah.
like just a basketball with a T on it and like some lines behind it, and they're the Tempo. I think it's the. Listen,
Can
I
I?
think Lynx and Wild aren't great. If I'm being honest, now they have good logos, but like
Back to
the
wrestling.
Toronto Tempo is terrible.
Why can't now that Brock Lesnar's back? Why can't he have a retirement match in at SummerSlam and actually win? Like do something that doesn't usually happen and win. Don't you think that'd be brilliant?
I guess it depends who he wrestles.
Well, the Gunther thing is getting old.
Well, then I would like him to win. If he's wrestling Obafemi, he can't win. That's my
No,
guy.
I
think he's gonna
it'll
beat him.
be. I think it'll be part 3 of Obafemi at SummerSlam.
He's definitely going to beat him the next time they wrestle.
Yeah, that's fine. As
Yeah,
long
then
as he doesn't beat him
part 3
an
of
extra time.
Obafemi at SummerSlam, and it'll be a long match, and Lesnar will lose.
You know what I'm looking forward to
Speak-
at SummerSlam, other than 2 straight days of action, when Enzo and Cass come out.
Oh, if it happens, I
It's
will
going
lose
to.
my mind. You know what I was actually thinking about today? And I thought about it maybe because I knew we were going to do the show. Like, my favorite era of wrestling ever was obviously when I, was much younger. Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, that era was obviously,
Mhm.
early Cena. Like that was the best for me. That was my favorite. But I think my second favorite like era and like promotion, if you will, of wrestling was like that few years where NXT just had all of those guys run through it.
You
When it
watched
had
it before
the
I even did.
I watched it every week.
Yeah.
The Undisputed Era, Owens, Zayn, they had Big Cass and
girls.
Enzo.
The women.
Yep.
Samoa Joe.
The four horsewomen, Samoa Joe. Like that 3 to 5 year stretch that NXT had is probably my second favorite grouping, if you will, or era of wrestling of all time. And Enzo and Cass were a huge part of that. Those guys were nuts. I mean, they still are. Not
It is
necessarily in a
pretty
good way,
amazing that they're even thinking about it. But can you imagine them at the
Is what's he go by now? Not Bill Cassidy. That's a senator.
Big Cass?
Big Bill Cassidy.
Bill.
No,
Yeah.
just Big Bill. Is it just Big Bill? I
think
guess
it's
they can't
Big-
call him Cassidy.
I think it's
Big Bill.
Big Bill. Yeah, he did go by Big Bill Morrissey. That was it.
Something like that, yeah.
No, Big Bill is what he goes by now. Is he
Yeah,
not with
that'll-
AEW right now though?
I guess his contract's almost done, if not done.
I will lose. I know the whole thing by heart still.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
SAWFT.
Soft, yeah.
They had the best. Oh, they had the best music too. The like Italian like. Oh,
My
so good.
name, and I'm a certified G. Yeah, then you can't teach that.
No, you can't teach that.
Do we discuss New York? Like, are you upstairs at your studio or downstairs? What's the new?
I'm in the
studio?
loft. Yeah, I'm in the loft. Although the desk came today, but I'm not allowed to use it because my roommate, whose desk it will officially be, hasn't used it yet. But yeah, new desk and a chair.
I could have used that 2 days ago.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we all could have used it for the past 2 weeks, but it took some time to find the right one because it's not a huge space that it's going into. But yeah, desk was acquired. Looks great. We went in person to purchase the desk from West Elm, if you're familiar.
I drove
we
by.
went in
I've driven
person.
by it a million times on the way to the airport.
Well, there's a few of them, but
Oh,
but
but I'm not.
we didn't
wrong,
go to the
right?
one. We did not go to the one by my old studio. There's also one up here by my new
Isn't there a
studio.
West Elm on the way to the airport? Like right with
From my old
Like-
studio?
No, the West Elm store, right?
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
Isn't there one on the way to LaGuardia that like right when you're getting outside of downtown? I feel like I drive by it all the time. Big red letters. Am I wrong?
Where? That's what I'm trying to.
I don't
Either
know
way,
how
the
you,
po-
I mean, I don't know the street
The
names.
point,
You know how you.
the point is, Drew didn't go to that one if he doesn't even know
Okay.
what you're talking about.
All right. It's on. It's just. It's. I want to say it's in Queens. The one I drove by every time of
That's
the
not
year.
a
That'd be
West Elm.
JFK.
No, LaGuardia's in Queens too.
Okay.
They're both in Queens. They're both in Queens. That's not.
I
That's
feel
not
like
West Elm.
I feel like I've driven by it a million times. But go ahead. Continue.
You're also acting like West Elm is this like local New York thing. Like there's a.
I've never heard of it before. It's the only place I've ever seen
West
it.
Elm?
Yeah.
You've never heard of West Elm.
The only time I've ever heard of it was when I driven by it in New York.
There are four. There are over 109 West Elms in the United States across 37 states.
2 months ago from him either.
My roommate just offended me that said we don't have them here.
You're telling me there's not a West Elm in Minnesota? I don't
No.
buy that.
you want to bet?
There is, it's new.
I mean, I guess.
I guess I don't even know how I would look up that West Elm. Like, I mean, I guess.
I'll look it up right now.
Maybe there's not. I don't know.
West Elm Furniture.
Edina and in the North Loop, there's two of them.
I've never heard. Okay.
The shops at Centennial Lake and then in the North Loop. It's a
Wow.
very normal store. I don't know how we got there. I think it's crazy. You've never heard of West Elm. I'm going to be honest with you, but maybe that's just my little tunnel vision from buying furniture for the past month. Anyways, we bought the desk in person because we had a discount that we need to go in person for. The sales lady not bullied us because it's a very nice chair. Talked us into a chair that fits really nicely with the desk because it's a small desk. It's a small chair, but the chair also spins and looks like a real furniture chair, so we can use it as a second chair. Another thing Sam could have probably used. I need a name for it. I'm up here and I've been referring to it as the loft, but
The
it's
studio.
got to be. Yeah, there's got to be some sort of Apple themed.
It is a loft.
No, I know. I haven't quite come
The
up with
tree
an Apple.
house. The Apple house.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you said that because that's what I was thinking was the tree house. But
Well, I mean, how would I come up with that randomly and then you do it? I think it needs. You can go as far as the Apple tree house or just the tree house.
Apple tree house feels like a mouthful. I feel like it'd just be
the tree house. I mean, if two people came up with it.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a tree house up here at times.
I feel like walking up those steps, I felt like I was climbing a tree. So yeah, I could.
Yeah, my calves are going to be in phenomenal shape after living here. I've never walked
think
upstairs.
Coming
more
down
in my
might be
life.
more of a issue, but
I fell coming down the other day. That's the truth.
I know I will at some point. Or I'll be-
They're slippery stairs too, which doesn't help. And I had socks on that were also slippery. It was quite late. My roommate did not stir from bed. She just kind of yelled across the way
Are you
what
okay?
happened. And then she
Oh,
finally got up and
yeah.
came over and laughed at me, which I deserved because I was just
Well, at least-
sprawled out on the floor.
At least you have some homemade ice cream in the freezer to make you feel better.
It's still sitting. I might go have some after this actually.
I'm really upset because I wasted an opportunity. I could have got $140 off the Ninja slushy machine, and I just should have bought it. But I didn't have permission, so I didn't do it. But
Yeah, Sam broke in the ice cream maker.
Yeah,
this is
I
just
added
slushy.
the vanilla and the maple syrup. Whether you
that
believe it or not.
surprised me that you would eat that, Sam.
It's just vanilla ice cream.
It's not maple. It's not just vanilla. It's maple syrup in it, vanilla.
You
That's
don't
how you
even
make
notice.
vanilla ice cream.
You don't even notice. If I just handed it to you, you
Oh.
wouldn't know.
So you think? Okay, so I thought it was like okay. Never mind.
It was the
I
best
don't-
vanilla ice cream I've ever had.
Probably because of the maple syrup. I think if you just go to the store and buy vanilla ice cream, there's probably not maple syrup in it. But I think when you're
That's
making
my
it at
point.
home, yeah. But I think when you're making it at home, like milk, cream, and vanilla, like you needed a little bit more, so the recipe called for some maple syrup, Sam,
And sugar.
and sugar. Yeah, I figured that went without
Yeah,
saying. But yeah, you're right.
Well,
I
made it.
For the people at home,
Sure we got.
For the people at home, you're right. You're right. I should be thorough. Yeah, Sam eyeballed it. I mean, very professional. You know, you don't. What do they say? You measure with your heart.
Well, your roommate
good
put a
coach,
little
too.
extra heavy cream in there, so I put a little extra vanilla and a little extra maple syrup, and it turned out great.
Yeah.
Big
It
news.
actually it is very good.
Book of Mormon's back in business.
I know. Although what we saw was pretty electric. That might be a
Uh,
post show conversation.
Okay, do you want to go to the post show?
If my math is any good, we've been
If
talking
we-
for 56 minutes, which feels like
Well, to
exactly as
fill
long
the-
as these.
I was gonna say we brought up bad names and Minnesota appointments. The women's hockey team disappointment this year. Didn't go back to back.
They're one of us now.
They got screwed. Since when do we cancel
And
games because people are sick?
Yeah, that part was a
but the
little
bad
wonky.
name wasn't on them. The other team, the team who lost in the championships, name is the Charge. That's probably one of the worst names ever.
Well, the team that won
Yeah,
is the Victi. What's the name of the team that won?
Victoire. It's French.
Victoire.
Because they're
The victory.
It's French. It's just victory in French.
Yeah,
No, but the Charge is like
league?
at least make it a basketball name. Like, what are we? The Charge is awful.
The Charge is bad.
What league cancels a game? We could that was bizarre.
I will say, for the most part, the Women's Hockey League has great names.
Okay, I mean the Frost makes sense.
No, I
Yeah.
like the Frost.
The Fleet, the Boston Fleet, the New York Sirens. I mean, that one's topical.
Yeah. Yeah, I just glad to know. Welcome to Minnesota, Frost, because you're one of us now.
Well,
fully.
it took 3 years, at least in their defense. It took them 3 years.
Yeah,
they
no,
did-
it's true.
Yeah, they didn't win first, I guess.
No, that's very true. Are you I've got couple New York questions for you. It's
Sure.
Are you gonna have to change all the ways of transportation with this World Cup in town because it's gonna cost like $100 just to go 6 blocks on a train or whatever you use, subway?
I don't frequent the New Jersey Transit to MetLife, so no, I'll be all right.
Is that okay? That's the because it sounded like everything was going.
They are. I think they are. To be honest, I don't travel. The answer is it doesn't impact me enough for me to pay that much attention because I think it's so stupid. It just makes me mad when I look at it. But the only thing that's changing price are the ones that go to MetLife. But I think they are running extra trains and other things. So Penn Station in general is going to just kind of be a mess. Not that it's not always a mess. It's Penn Station, but I think they're changing a lot of the train schedules as a result. So no, I should not be impacted unless I decide to go to Long Island during the World Cup.
As Sam was referring to, or Drew was referring to, because Book of Mormon, well, there was a big fire. We had to pivot, and Drew, do you want to explain what we pivoted? Sam bailed on us.
The only person that should be explaining it is you. I mean, we wouldn't have gone if it weren't for you. Not in a bad way. It
seemed like a PR nightmare for me to be there.
I didn't realize that it was strictly because of me that we went.
No,
but yeah, we did. We did go see Rocky Horror.
Yeah, I don't know how far back you want to trace it, but like I didn't wake up one morning and you know what I mean? Like you're the expert, I guess is where I'm going.
I knew you were gonna say expert, and I prefer you don't say that. But when you told people that you went to see it, what was the reaction?
Well, me? What did people say to me?
Well, I can't ask.
Well, let's put it this way. When I told people you guys were doing that night, I said you're going to see a play. I didn't say which one.
To be honest with you, I don't know how many people I've even mentioned it to.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I
Fair
think
enough.
most people are like, I don't know what that is, to be brutally honest, which is
Really?
reasonable.
Okay.
I don't think it's a
Well,
thing a lot of people in my generation know unless they've learned it through their parents.
that's probably true. Yeah. Well, it was electric. Probably the biggest news out of it is I was able to walk all the way back to the hotel
I
from
was
the theater.
impressed.
It was
Sort
fairly
of
my
we sort of
walking.
tricked you. We
Yeah,
tricked you into it
you
on the
don't
way there,
trick
to
me
be fair.
anymore because when you tell me 2 blocks, I know it's 6 miles. I don't
Well,
go by your blocks anymore.
in fairness, we did not intend to
To
make it
who?
walk. What?
I said in fairness to who?
Us.
Oh,
Walking
okay.
there, we did not intend to do all in one go. We tried to break it up, and it didn't work the way we wanted. And then
And then walking back.
once you
Sam, you would have been impressed
well,
how much I walked.
once you had done it, A Rod's already with another woman courtside with the Knicks.
She's 85.
Yeah,
Why is he at the
no, I
Knicks
was
game?
kidding. Because he likes sports. I don't know.
His daughter
Scouting.
lives there.
We're gonna trade cat for cat again. I don't know. Um,
Hey, let's get him back. Yeah, I guess.
once you made it there, we figured why can't he make it home? It's a lot easier walking home at night. There's no one on the streets, or not no one, but less.
That's a good point. Um, I can't remember where I was going with that. So,
Just being
but
angry that
Well,
we
I'm
made
glad
you
you saved
walk.
it for the post show.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. It's allergy season here. It's a rough one.
Did you have other Rocky Horror commentary?
No, I decided to add him. I mean, what can I really say? I mean, there's not much I can say. If you know, you know. If you don't, look it up, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the Tonys, I'm sure you'll see it in all its glory. I mean
You think so?
oh yeah, it's the Tonys. You think they're gonna not like lean into that in the Tonys?
No,
It's
that's
got
very
like
true.
8 nominations.
Uh, yeah, that's true. They were on Jimmy Kimmel. No,
In
not
all
Jimmy
their
Kimmel.
glory.
They were on Jimmy
That's not really
Fallon.
a good thing these days, by the way.
It was Jimmy
Well,
Fallon. It was
it was
Jimmy
Fallon.
Fallon.
It was Fallon, which
Yeah,
that one's okay.
yeah, it was on Jimmy Fallon. All
Is
right. Well,
it?
anything else you guys want to touch on, or
I have something controversial. I think I need to say. I think I need to get it off my chest.
all right, let's do it.
Um,
I missed the
I
Chelsea market. I got to get that off my
I
chest. But go
know.
ahead.
I'll bring it to Zabar's next time. You'll think it's even better.
Maybe a trip to
Z-
Cats will help.
that's pretty far away.
I know.
Zabar's will be better.
Okay.
Zabar's is like, how do I describe it? I I don't even know how to describe Zabar's. Zabar's is like if you made a whole grocery store out of the like most stereotypical Jewish foods and associated things, but like it was a whole supermarket. It's like if a bagel store and a deli and a supermarket all got together and like all were like, let's just do this all in one place.
But didn't we go by? Isn't it on Broadway?
No, we drove right by it.
Yeah. Okay. I did see it.
Yeah, like it's a supermarket, but like
Yeah, I
it's a
remember that. You
supermarket that
pointed it out. Yeah.
it's insane. It's
Okay.
huge
You pointed it out. You said something about bagels or something.
because like they make their own bagels. They like smoke their own lox. They pickle their own pickles. They make all their own babka and hamantaschen and the whole thing. Like,
We
but
should have
it's
gone there.
also it didn't really work its way out. I honestly, if it didn't, what I was thinking about going at one point, but I think and then it rained and it threw everything off. Um, yeah, we'll go, and I think you'll enjoy it.
I mean, the
It's
pickle
not it's
place
not
was like Peter's Pickles or whatever it was called. That was electric.
Jacob's Peas?
Jacob's pickles.
Jacob's Pickles. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
get it
I
off your
think
chest. What did
I
you want
think
to
you like
talk about?
Sabonis. I don't think the Twins are that bad. They're not
Oh
good.
my God,
They're
that's
not good.
controversial.
It is controversial. Um,
What part?
Do you know that Royce Lewis, he has 3 at bats in the minors and they're all home runs?
I think it's 3 hits. I think he's got more at bats than that. But I think
Oh.
all 3 hits. I think all 3 hits he has as a St. Paul Saint are home runs. I think is what it is.
He should
Or maybe
probably stay down there for a long
stay
time.
there. Yeah.
His
I don't.
comments. I keep interrupting you, but I
No,
think it's
no.
payback.
I know what you're gonna. I know what you're gonna say. Let's say.
Royce Lewis's comments about being scared that there's other people coming and he doesn't want to get sent down. He could change that himself. He could just play well.
He also made some weird
That might be
comment
the
today that was
dumbest thing
like
I've ever heard someone say. That was ridiculous.
he made some weird comments too recently about, and maybe it was after he got interviewed when he got sent down. He finally like faced the music. I think he said something like, he was like, "I'm putting in work that you guys don't see. You can
No,
judge me
that's
by
always
your
helpful.
stats, blah blah blah." Like I'm like, dude, you suck right now. Like
By the way, the
So
point
what
of
is he? What is he? What
sports
is he
is to
want
judge
from
you
that?
by your stats.
I don't know. He's such
Yeah.
he's clearly just a total head case. I don't think
was
they're.
he
I
cleaning
don't.
up the clubhouse?
I don't. I think he meant like infield and batting practice. It wasn't really helping. So what was the point? You know.
But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're all that good, but I don't really think they're that bad. I think if like the offense is anywhere from like they're kind of in that middle third of the MLB in virtually every category. They're better in some, worse in others, but like they're not bad. They're pretty, middle of the road. The starting rotations ERA is like top 10 in the league, and that's with God knows who's pitching on a day-to-day
Well, that's
basis
till
and all
they
the
trade
injuries
him.
they've had. Well, that's yeah, of course. I'm just saying. And
They
then,
have-
but it's all undone by the worst bullpen ever assembled in the history of baseball. Like if they even had like,
but there's no room for a guy with a 1.69 ERA through 25 innings in AAA.
yeah, no, I don't.
It's actually
That's again,
they're so
I'm not.
embarrassing. But
Well, I don't know that I would go that far, but I think there are. Well, I think they were embarrassing. I actually think my point is like they're
no, I
doing
meant
better
for
than I thought.
No, for moves like that, I didn't mean the team. I meant just
Oh,
their front. They
Well, it's
continually
yeah,
do
yeah.
stuff. With,
Well, I mean, the whole bullpen. That's kind of where I'm going with this point. Is like they're like I'm not even saying a competent bullpen. They're just like a bad, not disastrous bullpen away from like literally being in the playoffs. I know it's early, but like
No, we got the red panda on our bullpen, but we can't make room for a guy who has a 1 ERA.
I don't think they're that bad. They're not good again, and the bullpen makes that none of the other stuff matter. But like, there's some good players out there, and like some guys you expected to like not do much have shown up, and this is with Lewis and Wallner getting sent down, and Keyshawn's been not great. Like I don't know, like I haven't watched a lot of them, but I think looking at the record and looking at kind of their stats, like they're not that bad. And
No,
it
it
doesn't
is.
really matter because they'll trade anyone that's any good. But for now,
Well,
like,
it's 2 points. Last year before the deadline, we had the best one of if not the best bullpen in the entire league, and now we have the worst one. And if we had that bullpen, we'd be winning the division.
100%.
And second of all, I don't understand the sellers at the deadline trading whatever players we have left because we already have zero payroll. What is there to sell? There makes no
What's there to
sense
trade?
to sell.
well,
Like,
the
If
payroll
you trade a
is
couple guys, the payroll goes from $5 to $0. It makes no sense to trade. It's not like we're doing anything, and we're
I
not
just don't
going to
know
call up guys.
like who are they gonna trade? Like the guys that are like the Harrison Baders of the world this year. Like, what are they gonna trade? Victor Caratini? Like, nice, good job.
they're
And
gonna trade any pitcher that's any good.
yeah, well, that will they're what they did last year with the bullpen pissed me off. And the number one, and so coming into this year, I was like, whatever, just they'll play. And that's why I'm like, they're actually not that, they're not good. They're not good, but they're not that bad actually.
Well,
The number one thing they could do to piss me off is if they turn around and trade any of the guys that they just traded for I'm going to lose it. The pitchers specifically. If they trade James Outman, I don't really care because Brock Stewart's already hurt again. That guy should just call it a career. But if they trade any of these pitchers, I'm going to lose my mind.
And our all-star is out for 2 months too. That's not going to help their case.
Yeah, because why not? Just broke his thumb, or what did he do? Break his thumb or something like that? Hamate bone? What's a hamate bone?
Hammock bone's like the side of your hand.
Yeah.
I think I broke that once, but I didn't miss a game.
Well, he's a catcher, I'm sure. I wonder if he could DH. Because I have to imagine a broken hand as a catcher is not all that comfortable. But
the initial diagnosis was a sprained wrist, and now he's got to get surgery, and he's. Well,
we should probably just get new doctors.
I don't understand.
No, their initial is never close.
No, the medical field is probably one you have to go to the most schooling for, or you should at least, because people's lives are in your hands. But for some reason, a majority of sports team doctors have zero experience and have no idea what they're doing. It makes no sense.
I find it quite funny that on one hand, the Timberwolves have a training staff that seems to work miracles on a daily basis, getting guys back before we ever expect them to be back. And then on the other hand, I'm not sure the Twins doctors have ever gotten a diagnosis correct in the last decade. And every time a guy comes back, he gets hurt again.
And they're out 8 months. Yeah.
It's either they're lying to us. To Sam's point, they're terrible doctors, or I don't even know.
When you find doctors at Walmart, that's what's going to happen. That's who they're paying Walmart doctors.
Yeah, I hope your friend doesn't know anybody I hope your friend doesn't know anybody in the medical side of the.
Or at Walmart, actually, or at Walmart. Why did I have to cut Walmart down?
I think Walmart has a pharmacy. I would be careful about that.
Yeah, I don't know why I had to cut them down. That wasn't very nice.
Necessary.
No, and it's good dad's on a soccer, a fan of Tottenham Hotspurs in England, because we've only had like 37 injuries this year, but they allowed two guys to go back into the game with torn ACLs.
I feel like I know that.
Two separate times, and it's just insane. Like no matter the country, no matter the sport, like you look and these team doctors are absolutely horrific. Have no idea what they're doing, and I don't understand where they went to school.
Well, it's the Twins. I mean, like I said, probably Walmart. All right. Well,
but my point is, it's not even just Minnesota. It's like people in England that can't even figure their stuff out. So.
No, I know. We'll be back next week, right?
Yeah.
All right, because we got to get into some football stuff. I have so much. I am so confused. We got guys that have been out of college for 17 years coming back to play on their teams for a year.
They're all on one team. They're all on LSU.
A lot of weird stuff going on. So that's a teaser in the business for next week, right?
We're in the same business. Did your roommate purchase a shoe cabinet?
A shoe cabinet?
Yeah. It's arriving Sunday.
Oh, okay.
It's been shipped and it's arriving Sunday.
That's interesting because
roommate's gonna have to put it together.
That is signed.
She's making her debut on the show. The same roommate who I asked if anything was coming said maybe one thing. The other day there was a knock on the door. It was 3 carpets. Or rugs, as they say in the business. So it would make sense that we have a shoe cabinet coming now.
Is that part of an intervention for you that you have too many shoes?
It's not for me. I don't even know what Drew's talking about. I don't need a.
It looks like it's for the. It looks like it's for the entryway.
But if you showed up, if you showed up one day and your closet is a new shoe rack, it could be like an intervention. Like, you have too many shoes.
I threw a bunch of shoes out.
It doesn't. If Yao Ming shrank 6 inches, he's still really tall.
My roommate has just freely admitted that she's got a problem.
with Amazon.
Oh,
yeah,
I
we know
also
that.
I don't know how we
No,
didn't.
no, 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 no. The shoe cabinet is trying to solve the other problem, the real problem. Because, God forbid Cole Haan tennis shoes come out with another color that she needs, because they came out with orange, so now the eighth pair of Cole Haan tennis shoes have
I'm
arrived.
not sure you're in a position to
I
be
think.
talking about buying too
Oh,
many
it's
Cole Haans, but
Oh, I'm
I
in
think
no position, but I think the money I've saved, uh, Dad, you and your roommate, on Cole Haan shoes paid for my tuition.
that's probably true. Although that thing never works for me when I order, but that's probably true.
You're probably it's because one letter is or number. It's a 0 or an O, and I never know which one it is. You
That's the problem
may
I've
have it
had.
down wrong.
I have it now.
Oh,
I figured it out.
she's figured it out.
I also, before we go, I know Dad's about to wrap. I don't know how we didn't open the show, and I really hope our Philly correspondent is still listening at this point. And if he's not, I can't blame him. I wouldn't be listening at this point. Drew and our Philly correspondent, I went and coached him in their men's league game. Quite impressed by the squad.
I
Our
coached
Philly
him on Mother's
correspondent,
Day.
I
Just
think,
that I
put
wasn't
up
there.
25 points. And
Did
Drew,
you
I
Crunch
think,
Wrap Supremes.
Drew might have touched double figures himself. There was
Oh.
one instance where he did a backward somersault after the other team's version of Wemby knocked him on his tuchus.
Oh,
And
that
when
is,
I say the other
for
team's
the
version
record.
of Wemby, the guy was as tall as Wemby, but 300 pounds heavier.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shaq is more indicative of the size of this guy. Now, not a great basketball player, but absolutely massive human being. Yeah, I don't have I feel I was never granted the offensive freedom that I'm granted on the Crunchwrap Supremes.
No,
and
if Red Schoberg, I know he doesn't listen, was Drew, could have seen Drew, he would have let Drew back on the team.
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
it's all about controlling the pace, picking your spots. I can shoot now for some reason. I don't really, to be fair, I don't totally know where that one came from. It is men's league though, so I did miss a wide open breakaway layup. But to be fair, all
you
10
should
guys
play
in the
for the
court
Lady
do it.
Gophers.
Well, to be fair, in the men's league, I don't think you go a game without everybody missing a wide open layup. It just we're all idiots and bad, and you're
to
also
be
all
fair,
Go ahead.
To be fair, the other team had 4 players, but we will ignore that.
Well, they had 4 players for 2 minutes, and then Shaq showed up. Now, to be fair, in that 2 minutes, we did
They have 4.5 players.
Yeah, we did blitz them pretty good when they only had 4. We only had 6. Not like we were swimming in subs.
Well, I mean, I was there if you needed me.
I know. They've been weird about people. They've asked us to RSVP and sign in this year. I didn't want to get in trouble and have to forfeit. To be fair, we do have our own version of Rudy Gobert, or Angel Reese, depending on how you look at it. He had quite the game.
Well, I think you'd have to look at it 2 different ways, but go ahead.
Well, no, I think it's more the skill set. Sam was there. Why am I talking about my own team?
No, the skill set match. It's more accurate as Angel Reese, but he does resemble physically Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, the defensive impact is a little bit Goberish. It's not often somebody has 15 rebounds and 13 of them are on their own missed shots, but you do what you can. It was a good squad this year for the Crunchwrap Supremes.
Our I won't call him our Philly correspondent, but our Philly friend, I think he made 7 3-pointers.
He
didn't quite get to my personal record.
Well, I'm confused.
But
is the Philly friend different than the Philly correspondent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also 2 Philly brothers.
Yeah, I thought
not maybe like Boys to Men brothers, but just actual brothers.
Although that would be appropriate.
Yeah. No,
I
it's a heavy Philadelphia contingency on our basketball team.
no, I thought
It's
the Philly
bizarre.
correspondent didn't requested to be called something different, so that's why I was asking.
No, I
No.
don't want to mix them up. The Philly correspondent, he put on a show.
Yeah, three
but then our
levels,
Philly,
3-level score, 3-level score. The Philly
our
correspondent.
Philly friend was he was Ray Allen from 3.
Yeah, I think he'd probably
Interesting.
prefer Kyle Korver if you asked him, but
There's a lot.
Well, I don't know why he would.
Why would he
that,
prefer? I would rather be Ray Allen, but I mean,
well, I mean, I think if you know who my Philly friend is, and also I think Kyle Korver, he had a nice
Yeah, I
stretch
get
for the
it.
Philadelphia 76ers early in his career.
yeah,
I get the Philly connection you were trying to make, but I was trying to give him.
Well, I don't think he would have taken. I don't think he would have enjoyed Kelly Oubre. So I figured my options were kind of limited.
How much would it have cost to go to the Knicks game?
I actually think I saw something that said it was $1,000 to get in. But I also saw something that like the high end tickets were like going for not that expensive for some reason.
Oh,
But yeah, I think $1,000 to get in was what I saw earlier today. I saw it on Twitter.
interesting.
But yeah, Crunchwrap Supreme wrap up an undefeated regular season. I will miss the playoffs, as will Rudy Gobert. I think Kyle Korver will probably make it to game 1, but not game 2. So we'll see where the chips fall. But it was a good season. If this is all she wrote for the CWS squad, it was a good
You
one.
guys, you have some flights to make back to the Twin Cities too.
Yeah, I know. I was looking I wasn't totally looking the other day. I was kind of looking the other day. Did you know that
gotta-
Southwest doesn't fly direct from New
Yeah,
York to Chicago?
I want to say they stop in Boston or something weird.
They stop
no,
in 9 different places, none of which are direct. I
JetBlue
have a
stops
credit.
in Boston.
JetBlue stops in Boston. That's right. I have
Yeah.
a Southwest credit through my credit card that
Southwest
use,
does
now
come
I'm
go to
not.
the small airport though, but yeah.
It's terminal 2, but yeah, you got to connect through either Nashville or I can't remember the other one. There's another random one.
That seems out of the way.
It does. Yeah. No, I just have a credit. Not a credit, like a
That'll be a big weekend.
statement credit.
While we're on the topic of flights, can you explain to me? Let's just say someone's about to fly out of New York, and there's a thunderstorm in Toronto.
Oh,
and a
I know. I
thunderstorm
experienced it.
in South Carolina. Why we can't take off?
When I was out with you guys, I had a 4-hour delay, which I didn't know till after I got felt up at the TSA for the second time in 2 years. They did actually once again ask me if I wanted my own room. I said no. And for some reason, when all flights all over the country are delayed, they get to New York somehow. Like that, of all the places I would not send planes, it's LaGuardia, but apparently that's where they send them. So we were all late.
They were grounding flights. They wouldn't let our flights take off because there were storms thousands of miles north and thousands of miles south of us. Also,
well, I actually
speaking
think
of TSA,
if you fly from New York to you actually do cross over Toronto. I know that sounds crazy, but the South Carolina piece makes no sense.
No, it might even have been Toronto, but for some reason, we had to take a detour through way north of Canada, which made our 5-hour flight 6.5 hours. We went all the way up through Canada, then down through the U.S. and over. I don't know what was going on.
Storms
so we were
in
kind
Toronto,
of
probably.
Well, we could have gone, different way, but we chose to go through.
Well, there were storms down there too. It sounds like.
What did you?
I think you're kind of answering your own question.
No, but you don't need to go 500 miles south then left. You can just go, at a diagonal.
It does feel like you could have split the difference. It kind of feels like you could have split the difference of the two.
Yeah, it's not like we're. Yeah, you know what I mean.
There's a lot of air. There's a lot of air.
Also, I was sitting at my gate. For some reason, I was so tired. I got some nuts at the convenience store, and they turned out to be hot, spicy nuts. My mouth was on fire. No, I didn't get the jalapeno in the eye. I've learned my lesson there. I was super thirsty, so I looked in my backpack. I go, oh, there's my water bottle. And I look and my water bottle, my big Yeti was half full. TSA never stopped it. So I'm not
Huh.
sure.
No,
TSA
but I
seems
got
more
felt up.
concerned
I got
about
felt
feeling
up.
up dad's nards than
I
actually.
don't understand it. Yeah. This time they actually showed they set up random checks, so I had to go through the machine where you stick your hands up. The guy showed me the computer. My entire body was red. He goes, "Oh, your entire body alerted." I go, "How is that possible?" The guy in front of me, it was his foot. Mine was my entire body. And I go, "Yep, I've been through this before." It was, and what made it even better is there was about a 45-minute wait to get into the Delta Sky Club because of all the delays, and the Delta Sky Club is right outside where I got felt up, so there was even a bigger audience watching. So it was nice. Yes, his hands were cold again, I know, but anyways, all right. Well, it's a good show back. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling
no,
you.
I mean, I'd prefer not to. I didn't want to comment on where TSA's hands were on your body.
Well, it's not. I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. Twice. So on that note,
One time you should go in the private room just see if anything's different.
okay, I hope it doesn't happen again, but I'll take that advice. I think I will. Next
Because
time I'll say,
then,
yeah, let's go.
if something happens, you could file a lawsuit, and maybe that's how you pay for WrestleMania.
That's a great point. That's a really good point. All right, well, I'll take my chances again. I mean, I've been felt up in Minnesota and New York. I mean, where's next? I don't know.
San
Stay tuned.
Francisco.
That seems the most appropriate place, but we'll leave
No,
it there.
they'll just do it for free on the side.
Yeah,
road.
that's
You
true.
don't need to be at TSA.
Yeah, you just have to ask them. They'll be happy to. All right, we'll be back next week. See you later.